Hi there and welcome to this tutorial. It's been a while. I've been working on a project for almost a year, which took almost all of my time. It was basically only 3D modeling, so not a lot of Touchdesigner. Trying to do some catching up, so I'll start off with this infinite loop corridor L-System kind of effect. Quite easy to set up, and without further ado, let's get started. We'll start off with an L-System. An L-System is basically a system where you can define rules how a certain progression needs to evolve. So as you're going through these generations, you're basically repeating this sequence over and over again. So this / is, for instance, rotating clockwise, I guess. You can just go to the help menu where you can find a lot of information about which character will give what kind of effect. Roll counterclockwise, clockwise, pitch up, pitch down. And you're basically describing with these characters how the progression needs to evolve. So back in here, I'll do a short example. If you're looking for Lindenmayer on Wikipedia, for instance, you have this Sierpinski triangle. And if we're just going to copy and paste this into our system in here, let's see, I'm going to punch this a little bit down because if it's too high, it might crash my system. The rules, let's see, F is this and G okay, and I believe the angle 120. Going to the values over here, 120. Okay, get this weird looking work of art. And as we increase the generations, you see that there is a shape going to evolve. And as you crank up your generations, it's going to repeat itself over and over again, and you get this fractal-ish kind of shape where you can do a lot of fun things with. So delete this one, set up an example. Let's see, I'm just going to paste it in here. This is a fun one. So the code is a bit long, but I'm going to paste it into the comments section so you don't have to type along with me. So this is where we start off. Close it up with a null. And let's see. I'm going to use a sweepSOP. Put this path into the second one. And we need a geometry which is going to be pulled along the path, so we can use a rectangle for starters. Close this one with a null, put it in the first one. You see that there's already starting to happen something, but it is not the effect we're after. See, angle fix on, put this one on with auto close. Yeah, this is more like it. So we have our geometry already here. Close this with a null. And now we're going to generate a path for the camera to follow. That's already set up. Okay. The standard render setting. Let's see, render. If you hold Control and click, it won't close dialog. Camera. Yeah, I think that's it. In the camera options, there is a PathSoP in here. I'm going to pull in null 4. Leave it standard for now. Let's see, render geometry. Oh, geometry. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna give this one a material. Use a constant. It's quite white, but I'll fix that later. Let's see. I think I'm going to split my window into the geometry viewer. I think I'm going to put this one on his side. Insert a transform SOP. Okay. Put this one in wireframe mode. See it a little bit better. Press W. Can we already see the camera? Where it's over there. But it has to follow the path. If we use this position, see that it's sort of following, but not in a correct manner. I'm going to animate this position, and it's going from 0 to 1. So 0 is basically the starting point and 1 the finish. And then it starts over again, so we can use an LFO for that. Let's see. Set it to ramp. It's a bit fast. Let's see what this does. Into the position. Still quite fast. Let's see if we put a 0 in between. That's a bit more like it. So it's not quite well orientated. And it's rotating all over the place, so I'm going to use a roll for this one. Let's see. You have this LookAts section, and if you create a null component and let this one follow the path as well, no, that's the wrong one. this, and this in the position. So you see that this null is already following quite nicely. And the reason why this camera isn't sort of off is because this Z translation is on 5 and it has to be 0. So now you see that it's at the exact position of the LookAt. Or the null, sorry. But we're going to use the LookAt section of the camera, and if we fill in this null 7 in there, the camera is basically looking at that null constantly, but right now it's on the exact same place, so it's now freaking out. So what we can do is, if we push this null slightly up front, let's say plus 0.002. So where is it? You see that it's now following quite nicely. But it's still rotating. Let's see, I'm going to split the top and the bottom. Use a null and an out here, so we can actually see what is going to be rendered. Set this one to panel, quite wide. I'm going to fill in a different color or shape. Let's see, rectangle. Size 1, the fill 0 alpha, and the border 1, the border width, slightly thicker. Give it a color. Let's see. This might well work, yeah. Make this one slightly bigger. Going to tile this one to create a certain kind of wireframe effect. Close it with a null. Just put it, the color map in here, just see what happens. Okay, this not looking very much better. Okay. It's probably something to do with the UV unwrapping. So if we put a texture SOP in here, texture, put this one to XY, it's sort of coming into shape, but the camera is still rotating quite annoyingly. Let's see. We have to look at, if you switch this one off, now it's starting to look like the maze we've seen in the beginning. It's a bit too square for my taste, so I'm going to decrease the height slightly. And also the focal length of the camera is a bit much. Increase the one to 100. It's a bit too fast. Okay. Starting to look a bit better. Okay. I find the movement of the camera a bit too hacky. And we can fix that by converting this path to, let's see, convert NURBS curve. And you see that this immediately starting to get a bit smoother. So this was how it was before. NURBS curve. See, it's starting to look a lot smoother. If you increase the scale of this texture unwrapping, we can play a bit with this wireframe scaling. Let's see, we'll leave it at 5 for now. Might make this border a little bit thicker. Okay. There's a certain sweet spot where you can get a nice glow within the depth of the texture, and just play a bit with it. See, yeah, it's starting. I think this is a nice. Yeah, we'll leave it like this. Okay. Okay. It's still a bit too fast for my taste. Yeah, okay. Going to put a depth blur in here. Always looks better with a depth blur. Let's see, depth. Render 1. Let's see. Just a little bit. Give a little bit of more sense of depth. Not sure it's very noticeable on this recording, but just play with it a little bit. Okay, let's see what's next. That's basically it, really. I use a rectangle here to sweep it along this path, but there are also other options. For instance, I've experimented with a line. Let's see. No, not with a line. Just generated a couple of points. 4 of them. Points. Let's see. We'll start at 0x and then minus 0.4. And this one at .5. Minus 0.4. See these points. give this one a number. Second one, 0.5, 0.4 up there. The last one, 0.4. Yeah. Okay. Generate polygons. Put this asterisk in here. Okay. Close it with a null. Put this one in here. Well, let's see. We'll use a switch. Otherwise, I have to connect and reconnect everything over and over again. Okay, let's see what kind of effect this will give. You see that it's basically generating half of the wall. Yeah. So what we can do is we can just copy this one. Like that. And there is this roll parameter. Let's see. If to merge these. Merge. If you rotate this 180 degrees, you're basically generating the other half. And the fun thing you can do right now is that if you make this a 0 and 3 points, you give this one a slightly offset. Let's see, the 0.2, third one as well. This line in between, and if you put in a background color, transform comp over background alpha to 1 color. Let's see this flashy greenish. Now the entire background is, oh yeah, we have to fill this alpha with a 1 again. Make this one black. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, what else can we do? To square-ish, because the other one was a bit more squashed. Yeah. I'm going to make this one slightly wider. Let's see. $58. Oh. And I would like to have that glowy feel again, so playing with the scale of the texture. Let's see. It seems like that it's only working with the rectangle. Not sure why. Oh yeah, I've just changed it. Okay. Let's see. Ah, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else. You can play a bit with the material. So you can use, for instance, a line material. It's also very fun, but scary. Let's see. Change the background color to black again. Play a little bit with the parameters. Let's see. Feels a bit like a very sci-fi-ish kind of Wolfenstein Doom-ish game. Let's see what the rectangle does. Yeah, it's fun. Why I prefer to use the constant material because I don't have to worry about lighting. But again, you can use PBR, of course. So PBR. But yeah, there's no lighting now, so let's see. To use an environment light. Needs a HDRI map. Movie file in. Let's see. Let's pick that one. It's starting to happen something. Going to use a rectangle again. Let's see. Play a bit with the roughness. Yeah, I just prefer the constant material because there's too much involved with normal mapping, and I'm not very fond of how this texture SOP is unwrapping this model because it's going to squeeze and stretch everything out, and if you use this constant material you don't have those issues. But yeah, feel free to experiment with it. If someone can fix a decent unwrapping of this geometry, then I'm happy to hear how you figure that one out. Yeah, we're just going to use a circle, for instance. And if you can make a hexagon, open, put that one. Let's see, a null. Always use a null. We get a different look. Let's see, make it slightly smaller. As you see that this, especially around the corners here, they're going to pinch through. that's basically it, I think. Was there something else? No, not much. I can drop in another example. For instance, this more square-ish look. Again, I'm going to paste this code into the comments. Let's see. We'll use a switch. In here, would like to have this one flat as well. Transform. Rotates minus 90 degrees. So this is starting to look like, yeah, it's technically not a maze because it's just one direction, so you can't get lost. It's just going on and on again. Yeah, you see that as the size of the corridor is increasing, this LFO path, let's see, path has to catch up, so it's going faster. So what we can do is if we just copy this one and put a switch in here as well. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to create a very small UI. This button, yeah, okay, just leave it there. No. Set this one to momentary. Put a count in between. Limit minus maximum 0 to 1. Yeah. Let the switch be driven by this. And this switch as well. Yeah, so we can decrease this. A Luma blur is still a bit too much for my taste. Decrease it slightly. Yeah. Give this green color again. So now if you are switching between shapes, the speed stays a bit more constant, but yeah, feel free to play with it, of course. Was there anything else? You can, of course, play with the camera a little bit with this roll. You can also animate it, of course, so yes, time.frame. I I've also experimented with just like how we put this null in here. You can of course put a geometry shape of a spacecraft, something, and then it's just going to follow along the path, or some robot-ish kind of character who's keep on running. And yeah, like everything with Touchdesigner, the possibilities are endless. Well, shall we try another shape? Yeah, why not? Yeah, this one. They call this a space filling algorithm. Again, going to paste this one into the comment section. Transform this one. Minus 90. Into the switch. Increase the count because we've added another one. So now we have to copy this one as well. Let's see. There was a second one. And is it actually switching to that one as well? Yeah. It's also a bit too fast. One. Yeah, looks better. Let's see anything else. It's the rectangle, the line, hexagon. You might as well have to adjust this radius per shape. And what you can do is that you create a table. Let's see. We have 3 L-systems, so 3 values. 0.8, 0.8, and this one maybe a bit smaller. Yeah, it will do for now, 0.6. And we can let this radius look at this table by using this count. Let's see, this is null 12, so radius is op table 1. The row is the null 12, and it is an integer, so int op null 12 first channel, closed integer function, comma, first column, close bracket, fingers crossed. Yeah. So for this one as well, because it's symmetrical, and if we going through these, you see that this radius is changing along. And you can basically use this function for every dynamic adjustment. Maybe you would like to have the shape of the transform a bit bigger, or the speed. Let's see. I think I prefer this one. Yeah. Anything else? Let's have a look at my notes. No, not much really. Yeah, I had this map of the corridor here in the left corner. Maybe I can show you how you can generate that one as well. I'm going to hide this button. Okay. I think I'm not going to use the PBR again. Don't like the effect much, so let's see. Another render. And another camera. This render is looking at Geo1, that's correct, and it uses the second camera. It's going to look from above, so where is that camera? Up here. Rotate it downwards, so X minus 90, going up in the Z. And if you put this one in orthographic, change the ortho width. Yeah. I think I need to adjust this one as well. Yeah, okay. Adjust the ortho width. Again, needs to be much higher. I'm gonna make this one square-ish. Let's see. 1024. Reposition it a little bit. Yeah. Let's give it a different color. There is this override material. Yeah. Not a constant. This nice contrast. Let's see. Null 13. Yeah. Close over the null. And if we put an over in here, let's see, this one has to be a bit smaller, so over. This is the fixed one. On top, native resolution, decrease the scale. in the corner here. Okay, I think I prefer a wireframe for this. Yeah, I think if you see this in full frame, it will look better. You can also place a little dot in here, so you can see where this character is actually walking. Then we'll just use another geometry. Starting to get a bit messy here. Let's see. Just use the donut, yeah. This one is not looking at the donut, so Geo1, yeah. This one does. Geo2. No, we'll just leave it at this. Make it a bit smaller. And we'll attach this one to the camera, for instance. See, constraint to cam1. Yeah, I think it's already working. Yeah. So now you have this small dot. Let's see if I put this one in performance mode. I think I'm going to increase the resolution slightly. 1920. That's still 16:9. Yeah. Project as well. Out one with. Oh yeah, of course. Inside. Height. So now I can increase this map slightly. So if we have a look in performance mode again, yeah, this looks a bit better. Okay. Well, that was basically it. I hope you find this informative. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch up next time.